He was one of the people we could beat up on.
Yes.
Craig got assaulted in the tournament because fuck him for being an asshole.
Because we couldn't do it in real life.
It's like, Mark in Discord, you should have worked better. Yeah, jerk. But I am recording.
All right. Let's put this over here. So there was a way that we could make the character sheet.
Yeah, you double click on the top. Oh, where is...
Oh my god, that's amazing.
What is?
The face I just made. Double clicking the name, it minimizes the character sheet, but keeps it within reach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. So I just did like this.
Wait, where and how? Because now I want to do it.
Just go up to the top of your character sheet.
Yeah.
On Foundry and double click. And it minimizes it.
Oh, that's nice.
And it has player character. It's right there, and you can just kind of move it around, and it's like, oh, make a whatever check, and then you double click it again. And it's like, oh, okay. I
didn't know this.
Fun fact: you could also do that on Roll20.
I blew it.
How did you blow it? You rolled privately.
I did.
You rolled privately, so we got question marks.
I just like bullshit rolled a dex check and I rolled a natural 20.
Wasted.
Just immediately the too quick on the draw. Ellery's already. Ellery's running before the dream even starts.
Someone is already prepared, and it's not either of us.
No, it is not.
Okay, but that one on private? Okay, that one on private, so that shouldn't have self-roll. So if I do that and do that, you should see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Another good roll.
Oh no. And if I minimize it and maximize it and do it again.
Stop wasting your rolls.
Yeah, now I'm scared.
All right. I'm pressing record. No.
Yay.
Yay.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
It
took like a full
I said it to mess with Shailene, but you weren't looking and thought I was being serious, and then Shailene said it for real.
Oh no. Chat per usual, I don't know what's happening.
It took like a full
we are in form.
Yep.
Yeah, it took like
we can't call it rare
4 full seconds for it to just be like, yeah, we're finally going to
2 hours
start
later.
recording.
Yeah. God, I'm so sorry.
Don't apologize. You're fine.
Don't
I feel like that's partly my fault.
And
it is not.
Like we were all hanging out and having fun. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
That's also true.
But we are.
We love you, Law. This happens
I
every time.
say that because I know she'll be able to hear this.
She will be able to hear this.
We love you. I said it because I knew. And she'll laugh.
She will.
Yes.
Right.
So threatening.
She's laughing right now.
And doesn't know why.
But yeah.
Oh God.
Anyway, sorry.
But we are picking up right where we left off in episode 36. Sienna, you let out a scream. And you feel somebody shaking you. Sister! Sister!
What? Elery! Elery! What's that? Akira, what are you doing here?
Talk to me.
Fuck. She'd be shaking. Just like hands are shaking. She'd be sweating. She'd be just full cold sweat waking up. And her throat would be raw from screaming because it would have been a long, loud scream. And she says, "Sister, what's wrong?" And Sienna takes too long to respond. Really,
Yeah.
I woke you up. I'm sorry.
No. You were thrashing about. You were screaming.
Is this part of being a champion? You're just destined to have nightmares forever. So sorry.
It's part of being one.
I hate it. I hate it.
I do. What happened?
So it was a battle. We were in the middle of it. There was. I'm not even entirely sure we were fighting. It was somebody from Ville killed Achille, Serafina, and Lamar had already been killed. The figures were shadowy. I don't even know who. And Raylene went down. She was there, and she can't even say the words for a minute. It was bad.
Pulls you inside.
It was so bad.
You were screaming Elery's name.
She got killed. And I tried to help and I couldn't. I couldn't get her fast enough. And even when I did this, so whatever the figure was just twisted the sword and
Stay right here. And she let you go and heads out of the room. And I'm just gonna do this to get there just a tiny bit faster.
Being a little stubborn there.
And there's a gentle knock on the door. Not enough to rouse you, Elery, but a door opens. You do hear the squeak of the door opening.
Her head would pop up for the pillow, looking over the door.
Elery?
Eyes. Yes.
Sorry to disturb you. It's Akira. You need to come to my room now. You can...
I'm aware that Akira and Sienna are sharing a room, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
You can see there's worry on her face.
What happened? She immediately flings the cover off, stands up, goes over to the door. What is it?
Yeah, the nightmare.
She will go past you and start down this hall. Has no idea where she's going, but she's going in a direction, and she knows that Akira is going to follow and then eventually take the lead, and she will follow Akira.
Oops. Moved you,
Thanks.
but that's okay. And you landed on top of
As
me.
I said. Still working with Foundry. Great way to do it.
And she just motions to the door. I think she needs
I don't even know that Elery would wait for that. I think Elery would just, the moment Akira steps aside from this door, Elery bursts in.
Door is left out. Like, she left the door open.
Then she hits the door anyway as just a, like, I am in this room, and she strides over to this side of the bed. What does she see?
Sienna is sitting on the bed, sort of covers would still be like she's in the same position she was when she sat up. So covers are just like from the waist down, but she's sitting like cross-legged, and her elbows are on her like legs, and her head is in her hands.
Okay.
She's crying quietly.
How quietly?
Not enough. Not enough. You would know. You'd be able to hear it.
By the point that Elery gets close enough to her, Elery knows that she is crying.
100%.
Not enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So she will stride into this room. She will get over to that side of the bed next to you. She will hear you crying. And she will very purposefully, but not quickly, not grab you, but put her hands on your shoulders as she kneels beside the bed, get you a little bit taller so that she can get around, get the angle on both of your shoulders. Sienna, breathe.
She leans.
Breathe.
She just jumps into you, like wraps her arms around your neck almost too tight. She sees you and just leaps, like fully just leans over onto you. You're okay. You're okay.
I'm right here.
You're okay.
Right here. Breathe.
It was so bad.
I've got you. I'm right here. And she is going to hold you back tightly, ground you by holding onto you, holding you close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right here. It's not the dream. It's not the nightmare. You are here.
You feel
right here.
You feel her like nodding against your. She's not saying words, but you feel her nodding. She's not as bad as the last time. Because this was in some ways worse and in some ways better in that it was far less abstract. It was far less coded. Yep. And she just cries into your neck for a little bit, kind of repeating some version of it was so bad until she calms down.
She lets you. Elery holds on to you and does not. After a while, after a handful of I'm here's and I've got you's and it's all right now, eventually she will just stay quiet and just hold you, as maybe not as tight as you are holding on to her, but in a very firm, again, grounding kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And holds you steady until you begin to move. And then she'll move.
She kind of leans up from this like awkward twisted position that she's put herself in. And sniffles and wipes her tears and, you know, I'm sorry I woke you. Akira, on my behalf, I'm sorry.
You never. She will lift your face a little bit just to kind of get the hair out of your face and out of your eyes, and actually hold your face this time. Brush a tear or two away. You do not need to apologize for needing me. I'm right here.
Her eyes fall closed, and she does that pressed exhale that just is fighting back, crying again when Elery says that. It's, you do not need to apologize for needing me. She doesn't want to need anybody. But she successfully, I think, holds her tears back and just opens her eyes again and just says, "Thank you. Can we? Is it warm in here? It's warm to me.
Yes. Air? Would you like some air? Can I?
Yeah.
Take you outside?
Let's go outside, please.
She kind of hesitates just a second. She doesn't want to overwhelm you with options, but she doesn't want to not be clear either. So, outside.
Yeah.
Private?
I don't know.
Is the tree, perhaps?
Honestly, just outside. The yard is fine.
Just outside.
Just
okay.
outside.
Okay, just outside.
And she like
she'll stand up and
you go first. Sorry.
Yeah. She'll stand up, and as she's standing, she keeps her hands held out for you to hold onto her hands, and she'll help you out of bed and step out with you.
Yeah, she kind of kicks off the covers. She grabs her armor. She's wearing pajamas because, you know, she's next to her sister. So but it's very light pajamas, and she grabs her mithril half plate in one hand and a hammer, but she doesn't put them on, and she just kind of carries them outside. And her, like, normally the way that she carries and interacts with objects is very energetic. It's like she's carrying an anvil. It looks and feels like she's carrying something far heavier than she is. And she just sort of pads out behind Elery. And she's not avoiding your hands. She would have like used them to help her like swing out of bed, but she's also not like clinging to Elery.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately for her, how this happened last time is still very fresh in Elery's memory. So you can reach for the armor and you can reach for the hammers, and have that connection, and then take it apart to grab those things to go on with her. But she will maintain some kind of physical contact with you as you move out of the manor, whether it is putting a arm around your shoulders to keep you close as you move, whether it is her hand on your back guiding you out as we leave. There is some connecting point that she very intentionally makes with Sienna while we go outside.
Remember our phrase from last time, "I'm going to do this to you"?
Okay. I trust you. Okay.
Okay. I'm just giving you that bit of warning. However that contact is made, she tries to accept it, but at some point on the way out, she pulls away from it. And she just says, I'm all right.
Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Ten.
Okay. I'm rolling deception.
Three. No way!
It was a 3 on the die also.
+1.
Dice like to tell a story.
I was about ready to make a comment about how I wasted all my good rolls in biffing it before we got started.
Don't worry about it. The dice have got you.
Don't worry about it. Even electronically, the dice are still going to let us tell a story.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We love to see it.
So you try to pull away.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the past she would have gone ahead and let you go. She knows you. She knows you're capable. She knows you can take care of yourself. She knows you're strong, and there's no doubt of that strength. It's not going to work this time. She will let you step ahead. But if you ever turn back to look at her, or rather, if you look back at her when you say, I'm all right, you'll be able to see it pretty easily. She knows you're not. She'll let you have the space.
Mm-hmm.
She knows you're not okay.
And that's all she needs, honestly. We'll get into it verbally, but there's a reason why she broke the physical contact.
Mm-hmm.
They get outside. I think Elery, especially with that role, she's not even really trying to hide it, so deception isn't even the right word. And Sienna's too tired to be anything else. Elery would see her fist start. Her hands would ball, the free hand that's not carrying the armor heavily would ball into a fist, and it'd be shaking, and her steps would get more huffy. And as soon as they got outside, she would punch something, probably just the concrete next to her, for the stairs leading up to the manor.
Elery says nothing. She lets you do it. She waits.
Mm-hmm. I'm so tired of this. It's only happened twice. How did Akira do these for so long? So stupid. Why would he even show me that? What was the point? At least last time there was some prophecy or some beach behind the imagery is showing me something with the dragons and whatever, but this time it was just cruel. She'd feel herself getting worked up again and would take a few breaths and be very intentional about taking in the fresh air, that cool air that's inherent to the night. She would be intentional about taking in. She would kind of plop down on the stairs because trying to find anywhere else is just going to be exhausting. And she doesn't want to drag Elery all the way around either, because she does feel like she's dragging Elery around. Not that that's anything Ellery's giving her, but she's a burden right now. And she's just like, sits up, tilts her head back, closes her eyes, just takes a few deep breaths of that fresh air.
And as she sits, she would hear the soft footsteps of bare feet. Walking the short distance next to her. And then the weight of a body settling by her side. She doesn't say anything.
Sienna takes a few of those deep breaths and kind of, depending on how closely did Elery sit to her?
Side by side.
Okay. Sienna would...
Not far away, but not too close either.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But she is by your side, yeah.
Yeah. Sienna would scoot just a little closer and just kind of tip into Ellery's arm. I know you don't need an apology from me, but I don't know what else to say for being this. I don't like it. Don't like feeling like... You said it before, feeling like a child. I don't like feeling like a child. They can't control their emotions, can't fucking sleep through the night. I hate it. Kind of puts her head in her hands but is like frustrating. It's a frustrating head in her hands, not a like weeping head in her hands. Kind of rubbing her temples a little bit. I hate it. But she's still leaning on Elery. She doesn't... You get I think Elery would get this, that she just didn't want to feel like a child. And that sort of like holding of the hand or like escorting sort of feeling was just making that feel worse for her.
Elery sits in silence. A little bit of movement towards her when Sienna's head plops on her shoulder. I feel you, I'm here. Acknowledgement. Whenever Sienna was ready, whenever she looks up, or enough time passes and she wonders why Elery isn't saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
She will find Elery patiently sitting, hands folded calmly in her lap, gazing up into the sky. And when she realizes that Sienna has turned to look at her, she will look back at Sienna with a warm little smile, a knowing smile, and say, Hey, where did you go?
Nowhere good. I can't stop seeing it. My eyes are open and I'm still seeing it, and I close my eyes and it's even worse. I just want it to go away. But it won't. And because she's Sienna and has these feelings of being a burden, and again, there's no part of me that thinks Elery needs to roll for this in any way, shape, or form. But Sienna would do something very predictable, and she would just say, but I don't want to keep you. Thank you again. I will be all right. She kind of they're sitting on stairs, right? So she kind of almost resumes the position she was in bed, where she has her head in her hands and elbows on her thighs.
Please don't do that.
Head stays. God, this is the same shit. Sienna's eyes stay, head stays forward, but her eyes dart toward Elery and then dart back forward. And she's wringing her hands. Don't do what?
Don't feel like you're And Elery pauses for a second. Don't feel like I don't want to be here.
She shakes her head.
Please.
With a sigh.
Please don't hide from me. If you don't want to talk about it right now, that is fine. I won't make you do anything you do not want to do. But please do not tell me that it is okay when it clearly is not.
Where's Elery standing? Sitting, excuse me.
She's sitting. I kind of picture she's to your right.
Okay.
Very calm. Hands are calm in her lap. When you glanced over at her, she wasn't looking at the sky. She was looking at you.
I think Elery would see Sienna's torso, which was already slouched a little bit, just kind of slouch in even further, kind of defeated.
Mm-hmm.
She would just say, I'm not trying to deceive you or anything, or I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm sorry.
I know. I know.
There is a time limit in my head. There always has been. That I would never put on anybody else, but it comes up in my head. For when I am not okay. And how long that gets to be true before it's no longer reasonable. The problem with this is I don't know what's reasonable when it feels like it's just wrong and it's just not going to be okay, and just going to keep having these fucking nightmares where I watch. And she kind of like slightly turns her head toward Elery, and then she looks back away, back at the ground. Bad things happen. Really bad things. And Elery would be able to see that tears are welling back up in her eyes. She's not like clenching to cry, but it is just a shaky sort of tears falling. Elery would also notice that Sienna does a thing that is just... God, it's hard to describe because it's something that Mel does. But it's fidgeting angrily. Hard to explain. Anxious fidgeting is just like quick movements of the fingers. Quick, like, you know, just moving the hands around, playing with something, whatever. It's not... Angry fidgeting in my brain is grabbing a finger and squeezing it as tight as you can and letting it go. Grabbing the next one, squeezing it as tight as you can, letting it go. It's not intended to be harmful, but it is very obviously not anxiety. It is very obviously frustration and anger and just needing to get it out physically somehow.
That sounds awful.
You have no idea.
That sounds like a very hard thing to see. It does, okay, maybe it does, maybe it does not. It does stuff to do with... Have you always had... No, I feel like I've known you long enough to know if you would have had these your whole life. It seems more like this is something that is new.
She nods.
Is it since being a champion?
She hesitates, but she nods again, a little bit slower. I know it is important. And I'm honored, honest, truly. I wasn't at first because I'm not a gold person. But I understand why it needs to be done, and I have some idea of how to do it, but I'm not strong enough for these. I'm not strong enough to watch the people I love die over and over again. And get up in the morning and just go about my day. I should know. I know it's a nightmare. I know it wasn't real, but God. Elery, I could. You were so warm. Your blood was so hot. And I was holding you. And when the sword twisted, you were trying to tell me something. And I couldn't get the healing potion out. I couldn't stop the person who was stabbing you. I could just watch as the breath left you, and I could do nothing. I'm not strong enough. I can't do that. It makes me scared because maybe it's just fear that's making that happen. My subconscious or whatever. But what if it's a prophecy of some kind? What if it means that that's how you... Because if it is, you should go right now. You should not be near me. I don't want you to die because of me. I'm sorry. Elery would see her.
She spends...
Sorry.
How do we fill this silence?
Yeah. Elery would absolutely see her just trying to calm herself down, but at that point she has fully like curled in on herself and she's still sitting, but she's as tightly wound into a ball as she can be.
Elery or Sienna would hear this long, drawn-out sigh from Elery. I can't imagine how hard that must be. To dream of something so awful. To feel so real.
tiny nod.
And there's another silence, but you gather this isn't Elery being silent because she's trying to think of the right thing to say. She's doing her best to hear you. And I mean that in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
I do know what it's like to feel like a child. Very much so. Sometimes every day.
Sienna straightens up a little bit at that and starts to actually, like, get herself together a little bit.
It can be hard to wake up in the morning and step outside and realize the world is so much bigger than you ever dreamed it could be. And you go from hunts and sleeping in tents under the stars, in the tents if you were lucky, or in trees, and somehow I am in a different city. That I'm sleeping in a mansion. In some of the nicest sheets and beds and with food that is beyond anything that I ever thought I would get to have. And beyond being a prime defender. I see. I see creatures and beings that I've never had to think before have lived for thousands of years. Hundreds of years. And then she kind of, her face falls for a second. Hundreds of years and thousands of years.
Sienna's finally turned her head to you to talk face to face, to look at you while you're speaking.
Elery's not quite looking at her. She's looking away, kind of still gathering her thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very embarrassed when I think about how I make it a nightly routine to make sure that I understand how much silver is a piece of gold and how much gold is a piece of platinum. She kind of eyeballs you.
She's giving you a very soft smile. Sorry.
Because I now live in a world where I could be tricked if I don't know the difference. I feel small all the time. All the time. In my room, in the dark. I think about how much I don't know. You know this. I think about how much I don't know and how much I will eventually learn, and I wonder how someone can be alive for so long and have so much to learn and not feel burdened by it. I sometimes sit in the dark and I am worried that I will live the rest of my days never being any further in any way than I am right now. And the Prime Defenders will be taking with them someone with a She makes eye contact. A big heart. A big feeling. Strong, capable body and an empty mind. And I would be lying if I said that I still don't think about that sometimes, but I do in my darkest moments. When I feel I've let everyone down. The first hunt we did as a group, someone got hurt and I felt it was my fault. I am the hunter. I should have known better. I should have told everyone. I should have been more guidance in how we go about what we do and how we do it. And I did not do that because I was so used to just being in the hunt that I did not think entirely about the pieces in the hunt. And people got hurt. I went to sleep that night. She looks away. I went to sleep that night feeling like I'd left everyone down. And that I would wake up and you would all be gone. And yet, I believe you were the one who told me that it was not a failure at all. I hunted with someone who liked to say that you are in control of what you are in control of, and just when you think you have it all in your hand and in your grasp, and then she turns to look at you. Shit happens. That it is anything. It is the weather changes, the wind changes direction. Someone's arrow looses before it's supposed to. It's not quite about how much control you have on everything. Nobody can have control over everything. It is about what you do when those things happen to you. Maybe this is not helping. Maybe this does not make sense.
No. You're making perfect sense. I'm just listening. And Sienna this whole time has been a combination of looking directly at Elery, nodding quietly, and occasionally just looking back down in front of her. And when Elery says, maybe this is not helping, Elery happens to have caught her when she was looking down, but she sort of, if Elery's on her right side, left elbow on left leg, sort of head in her hands still, but she turns and her right arm is relaxed. You're making perfect sense. And it is helping. I don't know what's in my control. I'm more scared of what isn't. Of course, I'm scared of the things in my control being messed up. That has always been true, champion or no. I've always wanted to get things right and never quite felt like I got there. Or like if I did, I could have done better. But yes. And she would lean and just reach for your hand. She wouldn't like straight up snatch it, but she would gently put her hand on Elery's and try to pull it closer to her.
Elery will let her take it. No resistance.
She just holds her hand, kind of arm relaxed at her side. Except this time, if I mess things up, it isn't just me that gets hurt. That was made very plain to me. She squeezes your hand so tight.
And Elery will not quite squeeze back, but grip back in turn. And as she does, she brushes a thumb back and forth, just slowly across Sienna's knuckles. Have I ever told you about any of the men that I have hunted with who were married, and their wives were not a part of the hunt?
She kind of tilts her head. No, I don't think you have.
It was very common for couples to be a part of the hunt. It was very common for couples to be made during the hunt as well. A long time working in dangerous settings with one another will teach you many things about what you do like and don't like, and what you thought you liked and you don't actually like at all. Plenty of women that I hunted with have realized that bathing is a very essential part of life. Anyway,
Sienna smiles for the first time since she's been awake.
Elery has this look on her face like, fucking why? So she looks away and she looks off into the. She looks off. She looks off into the sky for a second. Shakes her head, closes her eyes, and then turns and looks at you. This kind of thoughtful look. One of them men I would hunt with had a wife. And she hated that he left. Because he was getting older. And he had so much more to share with all of us. And he felt it was so important. So, every time I left Avona, he was always the last to join us because his wife would lock eyes with him and make him promise that he would come back safely. And soon she began to add the rest of us to that. She would stand in front of us, bring them home safely. You bring them home. You bring them home safely, and you bring him home safely. and he never stopped them. And you always said yes. And we'd ask him if it ever made him feel shame, embarrassed less than. His wife walking around, a group of hunters. You do this, you do that. You bring him home. He would only smile at us and say that the greatest gift was someone to go home to. That was the last bit of wisdom he shared with us all. And many in the hunt were joined or partners or had met at the time. They all agreed with him, but they quietly said they couldn't imagine leaving one at home to wonder if the other was safe. I guess this whole time her posture has been towards the stairs, not away from you, but definitely not turned towards you.
Mm-hmm.
And she sighs. She actually turns towards you and just gently nudges your hand a little bit, gets your attention.
Mm-hmm. Sienna's been mostly looking at Elery and listening. The occasional eyes glancing away without the head moving away. But when Elery sort of squeezes her hand, she looks.
For me? You would rather I run before something happens.
The tiniest nod. But she's still holding her hand so tightly. It is such a, I don't want you to leave.
I'm afraid that's not possible. Because if I am going to run, it is going to be next to you.
Sienna kind of freezes. She was laughing a little bit because it is not possible. Was just such an Elery answer. And she's almost like, of course it's not. And then she says, if I'm going to be running, I want to be running next to you. Sienna has she's been looking at Elery, but her eyes sort of go from listening to almost the deer in the headlights stare, but not in a confused way, just a sort of stunned, frozen way. And she looks like she doesn't want to breathe. She doesn't want to mess this up. But that grip has not loosened at all on Elery's hand. It feels selfish to say. But I feel like I should tell you to run away, to be safe, to make sure you live good life. But I would not be being honest with you. And if anything is a strength between us, I think it is that we do not lie to each other.
She squeezes your hand.
Sienna squeezes it back and gives a more like sort of tired but wistful smile back. Now she's looking at Elery, and she does also turn if she hadn't already. She pulls Elery's hand a little closer to her. Are you sure? With all of this, she's looking at you very like, this isn't insecurity, this is like a logistical question. She says, I don't know how many nights are going to be like this. It could get worse. It could be a lot more. It could be... You could have to watch what I watched happen to you. Happen to me. Those are all very big risks to take on.
They are. And then she reaches with her other hand and covers yours that's squeezing onto hers. I just realized maybe I should apologize.
For what?
I have been doing hunts for so long. I have been in many kinds of situations, like the ones you are nervous about. A life or death. I have been in those for years, and I have seen so many couples, new and old, go into a hunt together, fight together, work together. And I have seen just as many say goodbye to their loved ones, hoping that they will come back. I don't say I am sorry because I think that is too hard for you to handle. I am saying I'm sorry because I'm thinking I might be more used to the risk than maybe you are prepared for, and I did not think of that until just now. That maybe I should have sooner. And maybe if I had, maybe I would have been able to say sooner that every joint couple that I hunted with, every single one, the ones who had to stay back in Ivona, all said they knew what the risk was, but they wished in some way they could know the other person was safe. And those that were on the hunts with us would say that yes, there are risks, and yes, there may be things that happen. And we would ask, and you would risk all of it. You would risk all of it for one accident, something bad to happen. You would risk it. And I don't know that I ever heard anybody so quickly say yes. And I did not understand for a long time, if there is something that is so precious to you, why are you walking around with it and not keeping it safe? Why are you not protecting it? And they said it because if something happens, they would rather live after knowing that they had what they had, instead of wondering, what if? They have an answer instead of not having one.
They have an answer to what if?
Well, they had someone they cared about very much. And they knew the other person cared for them. And maybe they would lose it, but what a precious thing they'd gained.
Sienna squeezes Elery's hand even tighter.
That is too much to put on you right now, and you need to think of it.
No. She stops you. She holds up her other hand, her free hand, and just a little bit. It is not too much. It is important. You're absolutely right. I'm an engineer. I build things. I specialize in making things that are good in battle. but I hadn't really done much in the way of fighting that wasn't sparring or, sport until a few weeks ago. So, the risk is new. My mom and I, we traveled together, making things. Akira and I, we traveled together. We fought some things together, but it was still very small. Little contracts very within the things she and I could do. But a battle, she kind of closes her eyes and you hear a shaky, but she's steadying herself, sort of inhale. Battle like the one I saw tonight in my nightmare, and the one I read about in my father's journal from the Great Battle, or even just the other day in the temple. It's different. It's terrifying, and I'm not... If it was just me, I've never really been scared of getting hurt. For better or worse, I like leaping into the unknown. And I've never liked taking other people with me because I was scared that... I didn't care if something happened to me, but if something happened to them, it would break me. So, this, she squeezes your hand again. It was the first person I would consider letting run next to me. Because I know you could take it. And I want you there. I'm just scared to ask. Earlier tonight you asked me what I want. If not for this champion business, I want to go do things. I want to go see the world. I want to go help people make something better. Go find the next thing to help make something better. But I always kind of assumed I would have to do that alone. She just kind of swallows very thickly and looks down. But I never said I wanted that to be true. Just a death grip on your hand. You don't have any circulation left in your fingers at this point.
It's okay. I'm very strong.
Yes.
She stays there. For as tight as you are holding onto her hand, she does not move. The only thing that's moving is the hand that is now on top. That thumb has started moving back and forth from one end of your wrist to the other. Well, I know you are very stubborn, so far be it from me, Sienna Nishiyama, to tell you what to do, or decide things for you. That is not what I intended. If you thought you would want to do these things alone,
Stop
I'm
it.
trying-
And she like kind of punched your arm a little bit with the hand she's holding.
I am just trying to say that if you want to change your mind, you can. And if you wanted me to... Well, I already told you I would be by your side as long as you wanted me to be.
Sienna nods. Just giving a like, she's still tired, right? It's been a lot of emotion. But you, like, Elery would be able to tell, like, the actual, like, the touch of moving her thumb across your wrist is visibly and slowly over the past several minutes has softened her posture. She is relaxing. Elery is making progress in making this better. And Sienna would just say, I know you don't like to talk about lifetimes.
No.
So I couldn't possibly tell you how long I want you to be by my side.
Oh, I plan to live for a very long time.
You fucking better.
I will. I will. I am. I do not go into a battle worried that. This could be. No, I am going to live. It is fine. She gives you a little cheeky grin.
She's been sort of leaned onto her left hip, holding onto the Elery's left hand with her right. And she finally like turns, scoots, leans to her right hip, scoots over closer to Elery, and actually like loops her arms around her arm and puts her head on Elery's shoulder. You sure you want to be stuck with me?
She drops her temple onto the top of your head. Darling, it's already too late.
Oh?
And you feel this big inhale and this sigh. and if you kind of look up a little bit, she's just got this big dopey grin on her face.
And Sienna's left arm would come up and just like grab the side of your head to hold you in place.
What about you?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
You answered that very quickly.
I've thought about it a lot longer than you think.
Have you?
I have.
A lot longer.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's possible.
Sienna just laughs and lets your head go. Dropping that arm back and kind of looping it back around. I think the first time I realized I wanted you around for longer than whatever these Prime Defenders thing is. I think it was when we were... There have been many times. I know when it was. It was the first time I saw you interact with Psycho. The little black dog in Darlene.
Yes, I remember.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You were so excited. You had a tough day, but you were so excited. And that excitement and all the times you've learned something that has stunned you, it is adorable. So I see a lot of cute faces on you because...
I'm glad you think so.
I do. You talked about the couples you wanted with figuring out they were precious to each other. I knew pretty quick that you were precious to me. I, like you, as it turns out, thought there would be more in the way of that. It wasn't AF work, but I thought maybe I would be too much for you, or but I never seemed to scare you away. Very surprising for me. Not because of you, because of me, to be clear.
If anyone has stepped away from you because they thought that you were too much.
Sienna nods a tired nod against the arm, like she may not say the words, but so many.
They're fools.
Hell, if they hadn't been, you and I wouldn't have had the chance. So thank the gods for their foolishness.
I have told myself so many times that it is a fuck the word. Not predictable. It is clear. The one time I want to get this right.
No, you're fine.
Clear.
She gives your arm a squeeze, just like a huge squeeze. It's a long night. I got you up in the middle of it.
I know. Say whatever. I think of it later. I thought he was. That's to think. The first time you meet someone is when you know it is going to change everything about you, about your life.
Cliché.
Yes.
That?
Yes.
Cliché. I see. Yes.
The one time.
It is all right. That one's a tough one.
The amount of times I have dreamed of this in my head, and I have a good moment where I say everything exactly the way that I want to say it, exactly the way that I want to say it. And a damn word, cliche. I told myself it was too much of a cliche. You squeeze her arm tighter, and her arm squeezes into herself, so it's like she's, squeezing you, squeezing her. To think, at least I think it is this word. Fuck. To think that it is one person. You see somebody and you just know. And the other hunters sometimes would say these things. Oh, I saw them, and I just knew. I knew what? It's you. There is a difference between you see somebody and, oh yes, they are attractive, and you see somebody and you want fucking. It is, there are two completely. They can be completely different things.
They are different. It's true.
Oh, I know. Fuck it, you know. And and you can easily tell that one part of this is just like her fluster.
Yeah.
She really wanted to get this right.
She's just making Sienna smile wider. Like Sienna's loving and eating up every minute of this.
so like there's a very tiny little like anxious tremble that she's got. Now that you're that close to her, you can kind of feel it going on. And it's just new and bullshit. Who just knows? I knew the moment you took my breakfast, Stein. You walked in with Ignacio and Kavoria, and Ignacio wanted to know things, and Kavoria had to calm me down a bit. And you came up next to me, and here is my bird. This is Cassie.
Sienna's laughing underneath at you talking about this.
And there is a bird that you have made that is on my shoulder, and now I am here with all of you, and you stood and grabbed. The first thing you grabbed, it was my own stein, and like you were going to drink out of it to Elery, and I had paid for that, and you took it like you were going to drink out of it. And
I was.
And
I did not realize.
A stranger walked into this room, showed me a bird she had made, and took my breakfast.
You can feel Sienna like shaking with laughter. Like even if she's not bursting out, she is shaking, laughing so hard.
And on the one hand, I had no idea what had happened. I had no idea what had gone on. I had every intention of staying quiet in Ivona and staying there for a while, and perhaps going with the rest of the hunters to make sure everything was taken care of. And all I could think about was this energy you had. How bright. It's like you stood up like the room was yours, and you could command it to do what you wanted. And all of my life, I've been told I need to do the same. And I never liked it. And I never understood. I never knew how to do it. You walk into a room and people are drawn to you. And people were not drawn to me. They were drawn to, and she gestures vaguely to her face. They were not drawn to this. They were drawn to this.
Sienna leans up long enough to see that, because she's been so pressed into you. She feels that you're gesturing, kind of looks over to make sure she sees what you're gesturing to.
And Commanding a room when you walk into it is... I do not want to command a room. I want to see what is happening. I hated everything about having to take control over something that was fine before.
Mm.
You made it look so easy. If I ever wanted to go in somewhere and control a room, it was like part of me knew that is it. Not what I was told, but this. Something so true and kind and excitement in seeing the world and what it could offer. And wanting to give, not have to. You made it look so easy.
Sienna kind of, at this point, just while you're giving that explanation, she leaned around to see what you were gesturing at. She never really fully leaned back in because she's just watching you speak and eye contact. And she ended up shifting her hand so that now she's got your hand and then another hand over your hand. So they've now swapped.
So we have a hand cake.
Yeah, there's a hand cake happening, fully.
Yeah.
And she just smiles as you're giving this description. And she just says, I'm glad I could make it look easy. If only for you to know that it's possible a different way than you were shown.
Sienna, you have made it look easy everywhere we have gone. It's because it is you.
Thank you.
It is not I had to figure this out, and when I did, it's just who you are. And the thing is, I really expected to be jealous. That you could make it look so easy, and I couldn't, and I never felt that way. Do you know why?
No, why?
Because in a world big and confusing and complicated, and what I've always thought was me, small and dumb and unable, I never felt that way when you are kind.
Huge squeeze to your hands.
You are always kind.
And possibly be anything else to you. I've never had any you make me want to be. I love the wonder you bring to everywhere we go. It's the way you look at the city, it is such an amazing thing, and it is a wonder that I began to lose, and I'm so thankful you reminded me of again. You bring this joy everywhere you go, and I'm sure it didn't feel that way because so much has been scary And that's all right, that's fair. But you never lost your joy. It's very special. And if I have my way, you will never lose your joy.
She just cocks an eyebrow at you.
I fucked up, didn't I?
I said nothing.
She says with a wry grin.
I said nothing.
Mm-hmm. You often don't have to.
If you have your way.
You're always more of a action person anyway.
I think this could be good action.
Sienna nods. It still scares me. Not
Me too.
because of us. Not because of you, not because of even me, as reckless as I am. It's perhaps dangerous, but because of what the world is right now, that most people have no idea that it is. I just don't want you to get hurt. But taking that risk is not my decision, really. Because who am I to stop you from spending precious time with me? If I want you to be there, why would I stop you? If you are willing to take that risk. And I'm terrified that you are willing. But also very excited. And thankful.
You know, when Le Mans first joined us, I needed to know. She gives you this look, furrowed brow, like as though we're sharing a secret we both know, kind of thing.
Yeah, you get that little fast little nod that doesn't really move the head very much, but is very affirmative. Yeah.
So, I took him out away from camp one night when we were on watch.
Oh no!
I tested him.
You scared the poor boy, didn't you?
He lived.
He did live, and he seems fine. No judgments.
And he has not told Serafina, and Serafina has not killed me, and so I have lived, and so Serafina does not know. So Serafina should not know.
Understood.
I needed to see what he could do. Mm-hmm. We have a purpose, and if he was only here because of Serafina, it was not going to be good enough. I needed to know that he could. Is the difference between hunting a rodent and actually fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of think you would have loved it. There was a wolf that showed up out of nowhere. He saw it before I did because he has better dark vision, and maybe I was talking too much. I sometimes wonder that. But we fought the wolf, and in fact, and she will pull her hands away and open up her palms to you.
Yeah,
and will point out a small line of
little scars,
little scars along her knuckles where she pried the jaws of the wolf
Sienna
open.
Grabs your hands excitedly. She's like, "No way!"
So at one point, it cut his arm, and I couldn't get the damn thing to let it go. So I finally just took one hand over the muzzle, the other hand on the jaw, and just pulled as tight as I could, and it worked. It got his arm free, and we were able to.
That is so cool.
This hurt like a bitch in the river.
I'm sure.
I went to clean it off, and I thought I would never bend my fingers again.
Oh
no! Wonderful in the moment, and afterwards. Well, I had the cloak, so you never would have known.
Are you all right now? Can you move?
Oh, it's fine. Yes, it's. Okay. It's this, and she points to a few others on her palm. It's this, and goes up her arm. It all collects. It's fine. But anyway, he took care of the wolf, and I asked him that if he were to be here, he had to know who he was shooting for. He couldn't just fire an arrow and hope that it would hit. It would be knowing the reason why he looses the arrow. So he knows he can hit. He's a good man.
That's high praise coming from you. And she gives you like a little like shoulder bump. It's very positive.
It just has a little smile as she kind of looks lost in memory for a second. And then she turns back to you. I haven't known up until earlier tonight. I thought Reiko was in the picture. So, with hope, do you really think that I was not swinging that axe for you in some way?
It felt a bit prideful to hope that way.
Oh, you could stand to be more selfish. She kind of looks you imploringly when she says it. You could stand to be more selfish.
Maybe. I can try.
It isn't a bad thing to want.
You said earlier, to be very clear, right? I should be clear. I have a sending stone that is connected to a sending stone I gave to Reiko. I just want to be clear that no, we are not together, but I do have a way to talk to him, and I never want that to be like something that is confusing or concerning. I haven't even really used it much, but are you okay if I just say hello occasionally to him? He's passionate about history and blacksmithing, and he's a friend. I don't want that to be something that is like, are you sure, you know?
I mean, he knows there is nothing?
I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure, and after this discussion I'm going to make sure, but I'm pretty sure. I will double check.
Make sure he knows.
I will. Just I'm being honest and clear, I promise. She starts like waving her hands a little bit, like I promise, I swear, it's nothing.
She'll eventually like reach out. She'll take your hands. She'll kind of settle you down. Make sure he knows. And when he knows, I'm fine.
All right. I don't know when we'll be in Darlene next, but I'll at least send him a message. I wrote him a note before we left last time. That was, I think, pretty clear. But I'll check. And if nothing else, see. Short message now. Next time we're in Derlin, face-to-face conversation. Make sure it's all good. I just don't know if that will be soon, and I hope you don't want to wait until then, because I don't want to wait. There's a lot of gesturing that happens with that, the way she says that.
You do more gesturing, and she reaches up, she grabs your hand again and pulls them kind of down, kind of like half.
Thing all the time. I just need you to know. That is fully going to be a thing.
Making dinner, waving a knife around, takes her hand.
Yep, 100%. Like, she hasn't noticed how much she talks with her hands. Elery hasn't until she realizes, like, okay. Yeah.
You're getting riled up. You're getting riled up. We're gonna I don't mind. I am not a tyrant.
I never thought you would be.
I'm not going to stop you from being friends with someone unless it is not good. But in that case, I trust you. And maybe I might not I'm not perfect. I am not perfect, and I am going to make mistakes, and you are going to make mistakes.
She's nodding.
We are going to get angry, and we are going to fight because there is so much going on. And I may not. And now, for the first time, she actually does start to blush. She starts to get a little red.
Mm-hmm. Sienna gathers up your hands again to hold them.
I may not follow you the first time you want to talk on something, or and you. There will probably be times where you run out of patience for that, but all I ask is if please just be honest with me.
Sienna nods immediately, squeezes your hands. Always.
Yes. And I will always be honest with you.
Huge squeeze of the hands again.
And I am terrified to be honest with anybody. In the way that I would like to be with you.
Me too. But that's okay. And shared fears are part of sharing.
One of those, we will figure it out together, things.
Yes, for sure. I am impulsive and I pull away. When I get scared, I pull away. I I once told Sunara to pick someone else. Yelled at a god until her presence literally left me one night. I'm really bad about that. Because I think sometimes very little of myself. And I know that about myself, and I am trying. But I never want that to hurt you. But I also know that it might sometimes. I just... Even tonight, I wasn't pulling away from you. But I was, physically, you know?
I know.
She nods.
I know.
I won't be perfect either. Far from it. I actually think you're a much better communicator than I am. I do. I'm not kidding. You're better at just saying what you mean.
She kind of leans and nudges you a little bit. Maybe I could teach you a thing or two.
I think you could.
and she's like looking away as she says it, just like not, just not taking it seriously at all.
She's still holding your hands, but she gives you like an elbow, a little elbow push. Still holding on to you though, doesn't loosen. God, what does this mean now? Are we? And she kind of finger points to herself, then to Elery, then back to herself, then to Elery, kind of repeatedly, kind of quickly. Are we a thing?
And then she'll like turn a little bit more furtively.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I thought that we kind of said that it was. Should we have said it outright?
No.
Shit.
This is why I was asking. Sienna just starts laughing and like lets go of your hands just to like, because she's laughing so hard.
Elery is sitting kind of having an existential crisis. Like, shit, should we have like clarified this? Should we have?
I did not. Shit. Her hands start moving again. Her hands go back up and start gesturing again. I did not wish to be presumptuous because we hadn't said it expressly. So I am asking.
It didn't sound like it was going to be that. It like we are on the same page.
I think so too. I just wanted to be sure before I was like, oh, this is my girlfriend Elery. And then she's like, wait a second. What do you mean?
You say that as we're sitting there with each other. You say that, and her posture like puffs up. Your chest kind of puffs up a little bit.
She just smiles at Elery and is giving her this look of just such sweet pride. And Sienna's doing the same thing. She kind of straightens up and then does the shoulder tilt again.
I like the sound of that.
I do too. God, I'm sorry it took me a nightmare to start to talk to you about this.
If I had known, Raiko was not the thing, I would have said something sooner. I'll try it. I don't know.
You would have done great. And also, I still can't get over the star charts. They're an incredible gift.
You know what's funny is when I first started making that a little while ago, all I could think about was how foolish it was. Because it was it was something that I knew, yes, but you know so much from books and from things that you have read, and there was no way you had not read something about this already, and I how many times I thought about giving it to you, and you humored me, and it was something that you had already known, or at one point it was halfway finished, and I told myself it was not going to give it to you at all, and it was going to be scrap paper in the bottom of my bag.
This
along
worried
with
look on Sienna's face, like, no!
along with several other pages that I had started on, and then I threw it away. And I know that fall is also called autumn, and I could not remember how to spell autumn, and that page took me the longest, and I found I found the way to spell it, and I did not write it down, and then I couldn't remember how it was is spelled, and fuck it, it's fall, and then it's this is still so foolish because it is fall, and autumn would sound nicer, and that. And then we went to the Lunar Festival, and I thought, if I do not give her this damn thing, maybe it's a lost chance.
She's smiling so wide at you. You know that I would not have cared had it been spelled differently. I would not have been worried about it, but you would have been. I can see the look on your face.
I know you now well enough to know that you would she gets super bashful for a second. There is a good chance that you would want to show it off. And it fades, and she shrugs her shoulders. And whoever would see, and
she reaches up and puts a hand on Elery's shoulder and just gives it a squeeze.
It was for you, too, so I wanted it to be.
I mean, you were right. Oh, sorry.
No.
You were right that I was going to show it off. I almost woke up Akira right after you gave it to me.
Of course you did. I watched you walk down the hallway, and your poor sister. But I was right. You would have gone off and shown it to somebody, and if it did not, I don't know. If it didn't, if something was not obvious, it was not spelled. It is not presentable.
Question: do things being misspelled by you bother you? It feels like a stupid question to ask, but I want to know.
Yes and no. I hate that answer. Yes and no. Is it yes or is it both?
It's both, I think, is okay. What part is yes and what part is no?
I've picked up a journal, a diary. Yeah. a while back, and I've been trying to write down thoughts and anything, I guess, really, to try and understand. And she gestures this and everything happening. I know it is likely no one will ever read that but me, especially considering that I keep it very close. So that does not bother me. For the most part, I will not know the difference. When other people can see that, that is different.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I don't like. I'm sure there are better ways to put this. The one that always seems to work. I don't like feeling small and being told or it can make me feel small. Perception check.
Let me see if I can remember how to roll. There we go. Perception check. Okay.
It was so close to that 20.
So close! So close. And hang on one second.
It lingered on that 20.
Lingered.
Hold on, I haven't rolled yet. Hold on, before you get all Flash of Genius or whatever on me.
You know what I'm doing.
I know. So hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll the deception.
Okay.
Hold on.
Chat, that's a nat one.
They can clearly see it.
Oh my, I know, but still, what the fuck? For folks listening and not looking at the screen, that's a nat one. The dice love to tell a story.
The dice love to tell a story. By the way, for my 2 players, can you check our group chat for me real quick?
Sure. I don't know why I'm using all caps. I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to yell all this at you.
Oh no! I feel the excitement. I feel the excitement. You like my little note?
Oh yeah. Just keep that.
Yeah.
It's always on hand.
But
it's always on hand.
Actually, if you want to bring him in for this, it's great. He's just required to stay muted for a second. However, Harper, do you want to resolve this first? Do you want to finish this first? Yes. Let's finish this first. Okay.
Well, damn.
You can't hide shit from your girlfriend. Let's go.
to my natural 1 deception.
Woo. God, this is perfect.
When she sits in silence, I think that after a little bit, when you were gesturing wild, I just took your hands, gesturing wild, I took your hands. There did come a point where, like, maybe they were sitting very close to each other, maybe not quite holding hands anymore, just like enjoying that closeness, that physical closeness that comes from like this new thing that's now developing and really just like needs its name, and it's all good. But as you are listening to her and observing her talk, when there's that long pause, you notice, with your 14 perception and my natural 1, her hands are back in her lap. Still calm. They've been calm the entire time. There's been no anxious tells. There's been no taps. There's been no, thumbs dancing against each other. Anything like that you've been able to see since her cloak has been burned. But there's that pause. And whether she realizes it or not, one hand is over another, and her thumb rubs back and forth over the back of her hand.
Sienna notices this, and like I agree that like Sienna would be very close to her at this point. And she would gently lay her hand over where the thumb is moving. And she would just say, there is nothing wrong with caring how people see you. So long as you never make it more important than how you see yourself. And I know you often feel small. And I am so thankful that you never feel small when you're with me. Promise me something. You will tell me when it is important to you that something be right.
Okay.
Because to me, Elery Richshard, you are never wrong. She's gonna reach up and go for a kiss. She will.
Oh! And I kiss her! There it is.
Yep. I was gonna be slow about it, like put a hand on either cheek. No.
No, because we already solidified that's how it would be. Yep. Fuck yeah, she kisses you back.
Yeah.
You say that and you go in and there's like a like a full on like arms go around and just like brings you in, and
it is Sienna's not shy. It is a full on makeout session. There will be it'll probably be several minutes before it's like, okay, what were we talking about? I don't remember.
I've wanted to do that for a long time.
Me too. Okay, she leans her forehead to Elery's forehead. Mm-hmm.
So let's do this.
Let's do this. I told you I knew my North Star.
Stop.
Well, you're stuck with me now. Now I get to say shit like that to you all the time. It's part of the bargain.
I guess I'll deal.
Okay.
I'll find some way. She'll kind of squeeze you and bring you in for another kiss.
Yeah. They probably do that for a little while before they go back upstairs.
There's probably a couple of kisses, and then afterward it's like,
we should go back to bed.
Are you feeling better?
What the hell do you think, you crazy woman?
Okay, obvious. Yes, I'm.
She kisses you again.
A lot has happened in a short amount of time.
Yes, it does.
I brought you out here to get some air. You are going to get you will have to get some sleep.
Yes, trust me, I feel a lot better. I mean, truly, thank you. Then she kind of grabs your face again and like grips your face and says, thank you. And then gives Elery a huge hug.
Hug slightly back.
And she'll pick up her armor and her hammer. She'll probably go back upstairs.
No, hold on.
Hmm?
She will reach out. She'll take the hammer and the armor from you. Don't take this opportunity from me.
Oh.
And she'll turn and walk into the mansion. Carry your things for you.
I need that. She'll follow you behind.
Yeah, you do. Come get it. Walk up.
Just grinning, just huge grin as they head back upstairs.
I assume they probably don't see Akira as they go back up into.
Do they?
No, okay.
Okay.
Nope.
Where did Akira go?
Player curiosity. Where did Akira go?
Oh, hi, Crow.
Oh.
Sorry. I just noticed.
Well. Since you asked.
Wait, is this gonna lead into a thing?
Goes to the thing.
Okay. Never mind then. Fuck Akira. So I'm gonna take you back. Just do this real quick. Sorry, let me just finish this really fast. It was more so I just wonder where Akira was, because if we didn't see her, Elery was going to assume that she was back in the room that she was sharing with Sienna.
Yeah.
Is the only reason that I asked.
Yeah, you don't take care.
Okay, so when we get back into their joined room, then will she surrender your armor and your hammer back next to the bed where you picked it up in the first place. And she'll just kind of stand and wait, kind of gauging if you're like comfortable with her being there, you know, in bedroom. If you're just comfortable being there, and you know, once you get back under the covers and get yourself set to sleep, and then she's gonna kind of kneel down next to you again on the bed, and this time she will, when she reaches out to touch your cheek, it is with all of the confidence in the world. And she pulls some hair back from behind your ear. Now, you sleep. You sleep so well. And if you need me, you know where to find me.
I do.
And do not be afraid.
She gives a very confident single nod. And she just starts to lean in again for another kiss. She's being greedy as hell.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously. Yeah. Absolutely leans in and gives another kiss.
I mean, and same thing too with the hand on the other side of Elery's head as well. Just like lacing, God, I'm bad at describing this, lacing the fingers behind the nape of the neck and pulling her in. Mm-hmm. It's like, what the hell happened to my monitor? Sorry, I panicked for a second.
Yeah, a good night kiss.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh.
It was too much. The relationship was too much. That was it. That was all it could handle. Boss, are we good?
My internet did something.
Oh no!
Ruh-roh?
I'm here.
It did, Crow. It killed you.
It did.
Oh no.
So, guess what side I'm getting again? I have to get your view.
Oh, okay. Sorry, buddy. Oh shit, I should. Okay, I can.
Recording though, Mel, right?
We are recording.
Okay.
Yeah, we're recording. But
I love to imagine that there's this like frozen in time moment where Elery and Sienna are like making out, and then it freeze frames, and you hear all this shit going on in the background. And it's like, oh wait, hold it, guys, hold it right there. And then we like in the background is where all the set pieces and everything are moving, and they're just there like,
like back to one.
Yes.
God, that's so funny.
Just like, together, just being like,
You doing okay? You need some water?
I think I'm good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Anyway, imagine Elery is like the most chillest person, and like this person on set plays the most chillest character.
Yeah. Oh, that's so real.
All right, let's end this. So the crow can do his thing.
Do it.
So their suspended kiss unsuspends and gets back.
Yeah.
You hit pause.
Yeah.
And then you hit pause again. Oh, I'm so happy.
There are several iterations of Elery trying to be a responsible person and pull away that Sienna pulls her back in. But after like a solid 5 to 10 minutes of that, Sienna will let her go.
But Elery is like, we just got started.
Yeah.
Like, perspective.
Yeah.
We just got started. And when she finally pulls back after the 4th, 5th,
at least
pull in from Sienna.
Like, I think there's a point where you almost got away and she just like crawled forward in the bed and like grabbed you to kiss you again. Like it took time. In any case,
making up for lost time.
Exactly.
In any case, we can fanfic about this later. She finally pulls back and is like, okay. Like we both have to get rest eventually here. Like, I don't want to, but we both have got to get rest eventually here. That she will pull back, and then she'll just take a moment and just look at Sienna.
Sienna's beaming back at her.
Warm gaze. Sleep on.
You too. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
And she'll kind of lean down and shimmy under the blanket, still just watching Elery the whole time.
She will stand. She'll walk to the other side of the bed. She'll walk through the room. She'll get to the door. And when she gets to the door, she'll turn around and look at Sienna.
You know what she's going to see?
Cheeky smirk. What is she going to see?
Shellery.
Oh, yeah.
Shellery's definitely like all cuddled up there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good stand-in.
Yeah!
She'll turn and give a little smirk when she sees you're cuddled up with Shellery. And she
winks.
wink.
Yeah.
And and close the door.
Oh my god! We are cooked.
Oh
my god.
That is happening.
Give me 1 second to change scenes to bring Crow in.
And then she's gonna be like, "Wait, where was my room again?" No, I'm totally kidding. She's just gonna walk back in this.
Yeah.
She's gonna take her time.
I love
walking
it.
back. In fact,
I'm just changing the scene. Thanks for your patience.
like maybe she'll take a second. Maybe she'll take a second and just stand at the top of this balcony and just look out over these fey wildflowers. The world is good. A good not date.
Mm-hmm.
And a Keith.
And Keith.
And mini Keitheth.
Yeah.
And then Keith. And then Keith.
And they Keith.
They Keith a
Okay.
They Keith a lot.
They Keith a lot. It's true.
They Keith a lot.
They Keith much Keith. I have updated the scene, so it is just Shailene and Akil on the screen now.
Then let me do one little thing here on my end, because I'm still recording on my end. Oh. Okay, never mind. We'll just leave it like this. But as that is all happening, Akil,
Oui.
you just woke up from the dream you just had. And you've fallen onto the floor and you hear a small knock on the door.
He'll takes a moment, retching instinctively, brain still thinking there's blood left in his throat. What? Give a moment, please. To slowly get himself up onto his knees.
Is everything alright in there?
Is that Miss Dupont Thornblossom? It's fine. Just a weak stomach. Do you know where I'm up is? And the bucket.
Yes, I will go get it.
Thank you.
He leaves and then comes back. She knocks softly on the door again.
By that time, Kyo had probably gotten up, fiddled, and found the little bit of twine he's been using to tie his hair back.
Mm.
And open the door. He looks like absolute shit.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So he'll pretty much immediately take it out and start, well, cleaning up the bile.
Mm-hmm. Was it something you ate?
No, just a nightmare. Don't worry about it. It's
Most normal nightmares don't cause one to lose the contents of their stomach.
I've always had a weak physicality. Perhaps it's also a difference in circumstance. He's trying to make sure none of that stains the very nice wood paneling.
You know, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm all ears.
Really, there's nothing to talk about. Just the brain playing tricks on those who have it. Smoke and blood. The typical. I should hate this taste. As he sort of make sure to wipe the corners of his mouth.
She rolled a natural
Shit.
20 for an insight check.
Oh, fuck, I shouldn't laugh, but that's perfect.
Incredible.
Akil is obviously not fine.
Mhm.
He always has that light, sick dog shaking to him, but his hands are usually more stable, and he's shaking like a leaf. His eyes are a mix of bloodshot terror and, like, fiery hate. And there's, of course, still the little bits of bile on the corners of his mouth that he's trying to wipe away.
Akira will step into the room. Just inside the door. Akil, I can sense something is wrong.
Like I said, it was a nightmare. Just the brain pulling on memory to cause as much damage as it can. People were dying. I died. But I'm alive, so evidently not important.
You see her start to think. Sienna just woke up from a night where people were dying.
Had a ponderous look sort of crosses Akil's face. What? Is she alright?
She will be fine. She was screaming, and I came and got Elery. Elery is with her now. If you don't mind me asking, what did you see in your nightmare?
Akil's face sort of falls for a moment before he speaks. Well, there were is this little mercenary group called the Prime Defenders? Sienna put it in that little letter she gave me. I think it is, but I saw them, or at least I saw Sienna, Serafina, Elery, and Lumoir, as well as this one. I think it was a blonde woman in armor. She looked magical in some nature, I think.
Probably Raylin.
Who?
Raylin, it was a dwarf before you joined. She had to go somewhere.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know. But continue.
And we were fighting, I think. Serafina and Lumoir were felled. I was stuck in a melee for an unknown reason, and a face I recognized stabbed me in the gut. And I drowned on my own blood. I think I heard a scream. Something like that. It's all hazy after the stabbing. And well, he'll sort of gesture with his hand towards the bile. Welcome.
What was the face? Whose face was it that you saw?
My commanding officer. brown hair, smug grin. Fucking asshole. Pale, like more,
Yeah.
but wearing, of course, the uniform. Speaking like a prideful cunt. Really brown nosing, but what do you expect? There's a very obvious distaste and ever so slight hate in his words, mixed with sorrow. Sorrow and a sort of longing, even if he doesn't seem to realize they're there.
Akira will take another step forward. She's slowly moving just to gauge comfortability in Achille.
He hasn't moved away, but Akira probably wouldn't know if that's like, is it just because he's on the other edge of the room already, or is that because he's not uncomfortable, or is it because he's just not even thinking about it at that moment? Too preoccupied in the nightmare versus, reality.
Eventually, she will make her way next to Akille and put her hands on his.
Yes, Miss Akira. As he'll sort of like gently pull his hands away.
You
Not
are
like sort of.
Go ahead.
Not
No, go ahead.
doing it forcefully, but sort of that way of like someone who's obviously not very touchy-feely would.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh.
She recognizes it and drops her hands. You are safe here. Please know that.
Got it. Be a bit strange if I wasn't. From what I've read, Killing has been a easy city to defend.
Well, when you have powerful druids running the city, it's quite easy. But that's besides the point. You need to know that there are a lot of people here who would die protecting you.
Akil stops moving for a moment at that. Let's hope they don't have to.
No.
It'd be a fool's death.
What do you
As you'll focus a bit more heavily on cleaning, even if the spot's already done, it's something to do.
Yeah, she sees that you are cleaning and she'll take a step back. Why do you say it's a fool's death?
I am a deserter from an enemy nation. I am, by all rights, an unknown variable in a ordered system which, even on a generous account, I am not a safe being. I am trained in military tactics and have been fed I suppose it's propaganda, I think is the word for it. I read it in one of the novels up in your library. Strange word, but suppose it would be the propaganda of my nation.
I don't see that.
Then what do you see?
I see somebody who was trying to provide for their family. found what they thought would be an easy way, only to find out that not everything I thought it was. So they ran. Not because they wanted to desert their country, because they wanted to find another way.
I suppose you have a different view on things. And even then, there's no reason to die protecting someone who can escape, run. I've been good at it my whole life. And a few goose-stepping fools from my nation. Ugh, God. We were barely even trained to look into the trees, let alone looking into the shadows. Well, maybe they send someone better. Not like us. Old 169. They'll have a sort of it's a mean laugh. Or not a laugh, but a snicker. Sort of a little bit of self-hate, little bit of arrogance. I wanted to ask, why were you at the door? You didn't say.
I was checking on the other party members to make sure that they were all right. When I heard something, it was a big thump, really. I wanted to make sure you didn't hurt yourself.
Oh, I've taken for the 20 times that, don't worry.
I somehow believe that.
Thank you for them up.
Of course. Honestly, it's not the first time these floors have seen bile.
Oh. What's surprising?
My father has had many a drunk guest. That's not the first time.
Seems everyone's favorite poison is always alcohol.
My father doesn't care for it too much, just an occasional drink here or there. I don't particularly care for it myself either. I'll take a sip every now and then.
Yeah. Moderation's the best savior, so good, I suppose. No good for a he'll give a slight sort of a squint, like he's examining young lady to be drinking too much, or young anyone, I suppose.
Well, I haven't gotten through life without keeping my wits about me.
Yeah. Because that breaks the bones of all things. The only way to survive is keep your eyes open, after all.
Of course. I noticed the bow you have.
What of it? It's
A nice bow. Well made.
thank you. It was a gift from that commanding officer. I won an archery competition, and well, they knew I'd die if I got into a melee. As what starts off as like a haha funny expression drops.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, seems my brain agrees with them. Maybe did I see that radiant fellow? Maybe I must have got a glimpse of him while I was in Sandgill. Didn't realize it. Yeah, what's over that?
Might have.
What?
What is bothering you?
Just well, woke from a nightmare, and now you're telling me one of the people who I've never met was in there. It just doesn't make sense. But probably just some accident of the brain. Maybe I probably saw the group of them. They aren't exactly subtle.
No, they
I
are
probably
not.
peeked at them while I was hiding in Sandgill, and my brain made the connection before I did. Yeah, that's probably the reason.
Though with that, I'm surprised that you didn't see Ignacio or Cavoria.
They also members of this mercenary company, or former members?
Yes. I would think they would still consider them members. They, from what I hear, they went on a separate mission. After all, gathering the champions' weapons as well as the champions is no small task.
Huh.
No.
Suppose.
Make a perception check.
You got it, bossman. Okay.
This moment that you notice a bow on her back. She never travels far without it. You see it is a long bow.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks to be like vines are twisted together to form the... I'm drawing a blank on the actual term, but the form of the bow.
The limbs.
The limbs, thank you. And you see bits of the vine stick out at one point before it makes that curve back to where the string gets attached. And you can see along the limbs Elvish script in both directions.
Is Akio close enough to read what it says? Because he does know the language.
You are. Let me quickly find the note of what it says. But going off memory, it is something along the lines of the forest protects, the forest guards, the forest provides. And then where the hand grip is, you can see in kind of 3 different scripts. Elvish is one, Sylvan is another, and then another you're not entirely sure of. But it says the name Durak.
You're the champion of Durag. No, I'm not pronouncing Durag. Correct.
Durak, correct.
That poet was misuse, correct? Or at least I think it was. I was reading through one of your history novels. Something like the Tales of the Founding of Killeen, something along those lines. It
Yes.
mentioned Miss Momoyo's bow. It weaved from. Well, it said weaved from the blessings of the Lord of Forests, but I assumed it was a bit overly poetic.
That's actually quite true. Hey, Elder, you was the previous owner. She is one of the former champions that is still alive today from the Great War, the Great Battle.
Well done. It was having someone you can go to for advice of it is beneficial.
I guess it would be, but a lot of what is going on now is, from what she has told me, is quite different.
Yeah. No problems require no solutions, I suppose. Is that sort of the fact that the world is not ending, in grave danger. Yeah, it's a realization that's been made, but it's kind of, you can't really calm down from it.
Yeah.
So you can sort of just blot it out as that comes to the surface again. In Achille's face. May I ask what it does? Apart from being a bow of evident fine make?
Well, it grants me the power to control the wind sometimes, although it is at the cost of my own breath.
Oh.
It has scared my sister a couple of times. And then, of course, I can conjure a barrage of thorns as well.
Fascinating. Magic never ceases to amaze.
It doesn't. You seem calmer now.
Yeah. I am. Thank you.
Of course.
The benefits of time and speech, I suppose.
Akira, as long as you're here, if you ever need to talk, I will always listen.
Of course, I'll I'll reach out if I need. And Akil's gonna make a deception check. Since that was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling a lot of 14s today.
I rolled a 13 plus 5.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful.
She just gives a little knowing grin. She doesn't push the matter. Just don't forget it. And she'll hold out her hands for the bucket and mop.
Yeah, Akil will hand it over.
Do you need a change of clothes or bedding?
Oh, no. They vom, at least from what I can see, I only vomited on the floor. One of the benefits. I learned young when you're drowning, you want to make sure all of it gets out, and if it's getting onto your clothes, then it's well, it's not getting very out, is it?
No, you rest well, Akira.
You as well.
So, the door. And just look back. And shut the door.
Yeah. Akil will give her a little nod, to sort of somewhat thankful, somewhat just a goodbye. As I presume he has a water skin, which he probably regularly fills with water just in case he has to make a quick getaway.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take a sip out of it, swirl it around mouth, open the window, spit it out, trying to get the taste out of his mouth. Just sort of sit there on that dresser staring out that window. He knows he won't be able to fall back asleep.
After a while, there's another little knock on the door. I'm just gonna move her over here for the moment.
100%.
There's a little knock on the door.
Hello? As Akil's hand will rest on his dagger. It's like, oh fuck.
I was told there was somebody who needed some tea.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't worry.
Of course. I think you hear the footsteps walk away.
Akil will probably just sort of spend that time there. Maybe he'll eventually pass out on that dresser or desk, but for right now he's just, staring out at a mix between staring up at that foliage cover and out at the city of Killeen.
The city at night. Go ahead.
Probably fiddling with that carving knife. Resting his thumb against its broken tip.
The city of
Running.
Killeen. Go ahead.
And us running his fingers over a half-faded engraving on the handle. Louis. And just sort of stare now.
The city of Killeen. While it is dark like night, you can see from this vantage point lights. Specks on the landscape.
He'll just, wrap himself up in that somehow, despite his height, still too big for him cloak. And just calmly stare out, watching perhaps the small animals that go pass by under dark, perhaps even... Well, I suppose the term would be city watching, not people watching, due to the late hour.
Mm-hmm. You eventually hear a door close in the hallway as somebody was returning to a room or leaving. You're not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you this.
Yes,
Did you get your full 8 hours? Or did you only sleep for a few?
He didn't get his full 8 hours. At most, it was a short rest.
Taking a point of exhaustion.
You got it, boss man.
You
I'll make
watch,
sure to note that down.
Mm-hmm. You watch as the city strangely sees a sunrise. Though there is no visible sun, you can see the colors of the sunrise, which you've seen many of time. Go ahead and roll another perception.
$15.
You can see the great tree from here, and you can see somebody. You're not entirely sure, but you can see somebody waving, kind of like in the motion of a sunrise. A staff. And though it's a quicker movement of light, you still get a nice color of dawn that appears over all of Keeling. And then... Go ahead.
Probably a soft smile on Achille's face. He's always enjoyed watching the sunrise. Even one that's a bit more fabricated.
Eventually, just hovering about midday, or mid-morning, excuse me, the light of the morning settles. And that's where we'll end.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
Bravo.
Thank you for letting me watch that wonderful Sienna and Elery scene live. Fuck, that was amazing.
I have no idea when you came in.
I came in, like...
I think that came in right when you had... Not when we had done the perception deception check.
Yeah.
It was right
I think
after.
it was
right after, yeah.
Immediately after.
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a good
Wow,
thing
you were here
Shailene
for a
told me
minute
to
then.
come in. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good
I've
thing
been here for a little bit.
Shailene told me to come in muted because I was making noises. I was like, oh, yes! Like, I'll keep doing it.
That's what we were doing.
Crow, you are going to be destroyed.
I already
when you watch the
was.
rest. No, this is gonna be
No,
worse.
you don't understand.
I acted my ass off
I'm
at the
so
top of this thing, Crow.
Thank you.
You did well.
Thank
You
you.
did very, very well. I could see it. Like, you had literal tears running down. Your mascara was all like...
Yeah.
Yeah. We were. It's pretty much Crow and Liz is screaming, and they don't know why.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, how are you rolling dice, by the way? Because I wasn't getting it in my Foundry chat.
Just, like, Crow? Or...
No, yeah. Sorry. Just then.
at least with me, is like open the character sheet, either click on a stat if it's a pure check, or
Oh, interesting. None of your rolls showed up for me. The last roll I have is Elery's Deception 1.
Am I
Interesting.
It's not.
It showed up for me.
weird?
Yeah.
You should, it's saying public roll.
Yeah. I don't know. You'll be able to see it in the video that there's nada, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Something got weird with Foundry.
Yeah, probably.
It's fine.
It's all right. Something got weird with my Discord, so
Yeah.
There
Hey,
you go.
as I said, the kiss killed Shailene.
yeah, it did.
It did.
Killed my Discord.
It killed me too.
So
to be
good.
honest.
So
Yeah,
fucking good.
we all
I
died.
love it.
Like they're
Oh, we're doing this. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yes. Mwah, mwah. Magnifique. I love that I got to have the nepotism bonus of getting to see it live.
I really.
I love nepotism.
I didn't know if you would go. I didn't know if you would go that far.
Yeah.
Like I honestly.
I didn't know if I would go that far.
Completely honest. Like I know that I was like pulling up the notes from what we've written back in like May.
Yeah. I had them up too.
I had those up and I like took from one part of it,
Mhm.
but I was like, well, I don't know that we're gonna get to a kiss tonight, so I'll just not worry about the rest of it.
I was ready to pick up
Joke's on
with you.
you.
I was in the script with you, and you never gave me my cue line, so I couldn't randomly go, well, I guess, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was going to continue it, but I was like, okay.
I thought, honestly, I really thought about it.
It turned out so much more organic this way.
I kind of psyched myself out a little bit because I realized, like, I was reading it, and then I'm like, oh, shit, she's not going to know that I'm just... Not that I'm riffing, but I'm like using this to like this thing we'd written out 8 months ago. I'm like putting it now into this moment to like help make a point, because the whole point of that initial conversation was for then Sienna had the revelation that like home is a person.
Yeah.
Like home can be a person if
Yeah.
you want it to be. But that wasn't necessarily what they were talking about
Right.
at the time.
That's why I
Not
figured you
quite.
dropped it.
And so I dropped because I was like, that's...
It would have worked.
Because then Elery, because what Elery's line was then was, my point is, and then she pauses and then she goes, I don't know what my point was.
Mhm.
Like kind of got lost in the story, but that was the bridge for Sienna to be like, no, I think I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to like, I think what the point was at home is whatever.
Mhm.
But that's not quite what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to disrupt what we're doing right now to go read off of a script.
Yeah.
Like that little story felt good
Mhm.
in the moment to talk about, but to continue with it, I was like, we've done so good organically thus far. Like I don't want to again, we've worked so hard to get to this moment that I didn't want to like, I don't know, for all of the are we gonna do it like this? Are we gonna do it like this?
Yeah.
Kind of talk. I was just like, no, I don't actually. Like I just it's so crazy how those two characters that we wrote back in May are completely different from how we're playing them now.
And
you
the
know?
same. Like, it's funny. They are oddly the
yeah,
same.
with significant differences, but significant like pillars to
Yeah.
work off of as well.
Yeah. I'll have you know, 2 sentences in, I had already jumped to the point in our conversation and was ready with you. I am your scene partner, bitch. I got you.
I figured he would have. Well, at one point, I had, because I have you over here, and I had the deal over. At one point, I was reading over here, and I glanced over, and you had that something looked a little too like on it with what you were doing, and I was like, she's pulling it up.
That's Harper knowing Mel.
Yeah. That's like work mode. She's ready to go.
Yeah. I was nothing if not prepared, and when you decided to veer away from it, I couldn't tell if it was, couldn't quite tell your reasoning, but it made sense the way you sort of got back to where we were. Carl, I can't wait for you to see this. I
had a half second. I had a half second there where I was like, "Fuck, I biffed that." Like,
nah, you didn't. You're good.
It just kind of suspended a little bit, and but how could I have given you a warning?
Yeah,
like it just kind of came up in the moment. So, but again, testament to having a good screen partner, testament to having someone you have a good chemistry with. If you have good chemistry, you can ad-lib that shit, and the other person is just gonna follow.
Yep.
Like it's that's just how it works. So
I'm so proud of you,
being an
Harper. I'm
amazing actor.
so proud of you. Holy shit. Yeah, I acted my ass off. So did she.
Evidently, I presume.
Jesus Christ.
You both act your ass off every fucking scene. You're wonderful.
Well, thank you. You too, buddy.
I need specifications on this.
Just so you know, I
own
made 5
insecurities.
pairs of earrings while all of this was going on.
Yeah, I saw you at one point, Shailene, being like leaned over a little bit, and I was like, she's crafting. She's totally just crafting over here.
I was speaking and looked down at Shailene as Shailene was going.
Oh,
that was her DoorDash order.
Was that the DoorDash?
Yeah, that was the DoorDash order.
Kill your DoorDasher.
I'm so sorry. I gotta ask Crow, what do you mean? Like the last thing you said, not ? That sounds like a lie. What were you talking about?
This when I think it was
The not
either you or
first
Harper
date.
said not date.
Oh,
Like,
that was a lie.
yeah, it's like, that sounds like a lie.
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I didn't expect them to, like, when we walked into this, I did not expect them to get to the kiss. I didn't expect them to, like, officially say that they were together, but it just happened. It makes sense the way that it happened.
I thought there was a possibility that they could be together by the end. I did not see the kiss coming. I didn't see the kiss coming at all.
That was great.
I know.
Because I said my little hit line, my little stinger, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get her.
And you were like,
exactly.
right now do it.
God,
Like what?
Wonderful.
No, like you were like real tears. You were real like hands, like sobbing and whatnot. Like I was the one over here doing the anxious tippy taps against a coaster.
Tell me that's not correct, though. Tell me that's not correct for your character.
Okay, usually, but in this particular moment, no.
It's true,
The
actually.
desire to have that level of honesty with Sienna
Mhm.
is far greater than the anxiety she sits with.
Mm-hmm.
My God,
And when
that
you
is
need
so
her,
fucking romantic.
when you need her
Right.
in those moments, she knows you need her.
Yeah.
And being needed and knowing that someone wants you specifically can do a lot for that kind of stuff.
It's true.
To be desired can do a lot for that
Yeah.
in people. So like there is a reason why I kept emphasizing her hands are in her lap and she is totally calm.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Like the music.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
fucking
Every
time.
time.
freaking
Every
knows,
time.
man.
It knows.
Sometimes
If-
fate is a kind mistress.
Mm-hmm.
If I can ask, what specifically on your end you're like acted your ass off? Like what's stuck out to you specifically?
Just the way you were so committed to the steadiness of it was like, to me, I would have had a hard time in your shoes, not getting
Really?
worked up. Yeah. So like the way that you were so committed to keeping her steady, getting honesty out of her, like it to me, it just felt extremely in character. It was like, crying, shedding tears, all that, being dramatic in my brain, at least in my body, that's a little bit easier for me than holding down a steady narrative, even when the person on the other end is a little bit wobbly for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think like that, like you were immediately right in with Elery and we're like, I got you. You went with me on that early perception check of not wanting to be treated like a child.
You're not.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And no,
that wasn't that wasn't a perception check at all. That just, like I wanted to emphasize the honesty, yes, but when I think that deception check was the key to everything.
Mm-hmm.
To be able for her to be like, I'm okay, and Elery be like, no, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's
it's
exactly
fine
what
that
it
you're
is
not.
that she doesn't think it's ever fine for her to not be okay. That's exactly what it is.
But then in my mind, the important thing for Elery to do and I mean, Elery would have picked up on this at some point. Like, I like to think that Elery thinks, because she doesn't believe that she's a good speaker, that she's a very good listener at the very least. So if Sienna is having this really emotional moment, but she pulled away from some kind of physical contact, she doesn't want to be touched. She's not telling me to go away, so she doesn't want to be alone. She just wants to sit in this and not feel alone. Okay, I can do that. And then it was less. Actually, what I kept telling myself as you were talking was, when you talk, don't look for the right answer. Like, the point isn't to have the right answer. The point is just be honest. And so you were talking about these insecurities, these fear, and I'm going back in my mind thinking, how is Elery connecting this to her own experience? Like, what is something that she can link to, or that she can try to link to? And when you said child, I was like, back pocket. I'm gonna pull this out in a second.
Which was intentional on my
like,
part, because I remembered our conversation in the garden. But it's also an accurate representation of how she feels. She did not want to be carried. She did not want to be like led anywhere or escorted. And leaving the house, little hint crow to what happened at the very beginning. Like, Sienna needed air. And at first, Elery's initial instinct was to like put a hand on her shoulder or like keep some physical contact with her. And Sienna did not want that right that moment. Yeah, and going back to, I feel like a child, I knew you were going to pick that up. Like, so, but yeah, that's great.
I mean, in the same sense of the Yagi tree having, I know you're very small, but you don't let that stop you. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm small and the world can still be scary, but like, I'm not going to let that stop me. Yeah, I don't let that stop me at all. Well, I feel small all the time. And I know that makes sense to Elery, but Elery is aware that what makes sense to her doesn't always make sense to everybody else. The phrase that I've kind of avoided saying to this point is world big and scary, Elery small and stupid, because that's just sort of how she sees everything. Like, there's all these brilliant people and everyone's like playing this game with her where they're humoring her because it's out of pity that she can't get it right or something like that. And that is, from experience, really the worst feeling in the world, and it does make you feel small. It makes you feel borderline infantile. I mean, you feel like a child. You feel about this big, and it's horrible. It's so difficult to feel confident in anything.
Yeah.
When that's how you view the world.
It is. You're putting everybody around you on a pedestal.
Yeah. And so the emphasis of, but when you are kind, I don't feel small, is more so, you give me a chance to be an equal. And I've never had that before, or at least not in the way that I've wanted to feel. And she can attach with all of that. So for Sienna to say something about feeling like a child, there was that initial instinct to be like, no, you're not. Like, but no, you gotta let her talk.
Yeah.
Gotta let her talk. She's feeling like this. This is the outburst. Like,
and that would have turned into a fight, just so you know.
Absolutely.
It would have turned into a fight because she's like, no, you don't understand. You're not 4'6". Fuck you. Like,
yeah, no, I absolutely would have turned into a fight. Absolutely. And it should have.
Yeah.
Because again, the point is not to be right.
Yep.
The point is to be honest. The point is to listen. And Elery believes that she can be a listener. Even if she doesn't understand everything that's being listened to, she can at least be a listener. And I can file away feeling like a child in my back pocket for when you've calmed down a little bit and have had a chance to breathe. And we've put some distance between the rawness in that emotion and the I don't want to say reality, but the
Mm-hmm.
the comfort that you have in trust with another person when they can look at you and say, I know you feel like a child.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I feel like a child all the time.
Yeah.
The world's crazy.
Real talk.
But sometimes, but sometimes it's like all you really want is to not feel alone in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
And reaching out in that way, again, was not to be right, but I'm not going to tell her she doesn't feel like a child. She is very small. Maybe she just wants to hear that she's not the only one who feels that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Elery is more emotionally intelligent than she gives herself credit for.
Mm-hmm.
So there was definitely a lot of like carefully watching you and trying to read your body language as best as possible.
Yeah, which sorry,
all
I
of
wasn't giving
that.
you a very good like camera angle.
No, that is
on.
okay. That is okay.
I couldn't look at you for a lot of that
that's
first part.
No, that's fine. If anything, that's something to try to remember to solidify in the future.
Yeah.
Is some sort of like cue for,
Yeah.
you know, I'm good. You're done.
Mhm.
I'm done. Go ahead or whatever.
Yeah.
But to watch you go through all of that, at first it was tricky to pick up on, but the more you spoke, the more you kind of settled into silence, and you probably noticed the more I was off looking like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're over here and you're talking and you're being emotional and you're venting, and Elery is just patiently waiting, just looking up at the sky, listening.
Yeah. It was great fun, and I cannot overstate how much I appreciate being at the table with you, having these opportunities to act across from you, because it's fantastic.
Oh my
And
God.
Shailene, thank
Oh
you
my
for
God.
putting this together, as always.
Thank you for thanks for sipping at Mai Tai for an hour and a half.
And do we start?
And making 5 earrings and
Yeah.
I made number 6.
I want you to know I'm still recording, because we never did a full like wrap up, so
we really didn't.
No.
I mean, hey, this is a good look behind the curtain.
It is. It really is.
All I want is to let everybody know
The
that when
Keith.
Crow started speaking, the Keith. All I want is that everyone know, Law, this is just for you when you listen to this, is that almost an hour ago, I messaged them and said, hey, so do you want to die?
That's fucking amazing. That is wonderful.
And they wrote back, in all capital letters,
Uh-huh.
wrote back, oh God, yes. Wait, you know what I mean. But yes, OMG, what'd y'all cook?
Love them.
Oh, wonderful.
Liz.
I just want to throw a quick compliment your way, Crow, because
Eh?
I don't know if this was your ideas or Shailene, your idea or Shailene's. Hello, apostrophe S in the right place. The idea of having the drowning in blood turn into throwing up on the floor is
That
genius.
was
That was all
amazing.
wow.
Because that was from the little bit of writing I did.
Yeah. I remember
'cause, you
reading
know-
it. I remember reading it, but also like just physically, I didn't think about the physicality of it until you just did it.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It seemed
So-
a fitting way to act as transference between the dream and reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to admit to this, because I knew Akira was gonna walk around, like checking on, like all the party members to make sure like everybody was okay, like nobody else woke up screaming, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And right when she gets to Achille's door and the door that Serafina and Elery were in, she hears this loud thump because she rolled a 15 plus 5, so she had a dirty
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, it was
And
wonderful.
I was like, so
Is that what you messaged Crow?
like,
Hey, buddy, you free?
It was
Hey, bud.
12:45 is when I got a message.
Oh no.
And, yeah, and I said, Yeah, I was asked. Oh, I was already awake. It didn't matter. I was writing, so it's fine. Yeah, I'll give the direct quote. Question. While those two are talking, Akira would be quietly checking up on the rest of the party. I guess the question is, does Akil make a sound with his nightmare, or is it just a quiet jolt? And I responded with, quiet jolt and a slight thump as he falls out of the bed. So that's probably it. Or I suppose rolls out of bed is a better term. With, the dirty 20 perception.
I was like, so Kara got a 20.
So
Yeah.
let's get the voice chat real quick.
Yeah, exactly. As I was asked if I wished to join, and I said, I mean, sure, if there's time after the Sienna and Elery resolution, since those two are the stars of this and they're top billing. Brackets. I say this as a now rabid Sienna Richshard.
Yes, we got another one.
It is.
You
it
had
is.
me since I fucking joined.
I know. It just makes me happy.
There is really something so gratifying about making a character that other people that a person can love enough that their character can fall in love with, but then a bunch of other people are like, yes, let's go! Let's go!
Yes.
Fucking
those two are my Blorbos.
Yeah,
You know what I'm referencing.
feeds me.
It's delightful.
It's wonderful.
Fucking Law with a playlist earlier.
Oh god, it's also a really good playlist.
See, I don't have Apple Music, so I couldn't open it.
Oh, I transferred it over to a YouTube Music playlist.
Please, I beg. Please send me links.
I found a site to transfer it into a YouTube Music playlist.
That's great.
Just so I could listen to it.
Oh, that's great.
And everything, I'm like, oh, if you want to auto update, buy this thing. It's like, no, fuck this. You have one job, and I'm already selling you my data.
All right, before Shailene finishes her 10th necklace of the night, let's sign off for the recording, friends.
Yeah, probably.
Shall we?
Yeah.
For the sake of the recording.
For the sake of the recording, everybody, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Hope you had as much fun as we did.
They kissed together!
Yay!
The kiss happened, gamers. Emphasis on the Y.
Yeah! All right, guys.
And because I am going to release this on Christmas, Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry
There was mistletoe in that manner tonight.
I got one better. Merry Kithmas.
Yeah!
Merry Kithmas. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I am stopping the recording now.